where we talk about
Rugby league.
Rugby league.
That's all we got to talk about.
Yep.
That's it. That's our whole life, rugby league.
Yep.
For 6 months of the year.
Yep. Big weekend or Big Wednesday.
Big Wednesday coming up.
Yeah, Big Wednesday coming up.
You don't know why you're even watching this podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Rugby league. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
There's plenty of people that don't know rugby league that come around this Wednesday, and I try to avoid them.
You know what actually really annoys me though, is like when you go to like someone's place to watch Origin and they comment about the footy, but they have no idea about the game.
Yeah.
And they just talk and talk and talk.
Yeah, that's me. I normally do that job.
Yeah, but at least you know a little bit about footy.
A little bit more.
Matt and I have been known to have a bit of a dust up.
Bit of a heat.
We get a bit passionate about the footy.
So I've this year I've let it go.
Yeah.
It'll be what
Let
it
it
is.
go. And I've invited Paul to the podcast tonight, so I'm not the only Blues fan.
Yeah.
And who have you got, Matt? Is that AJ or?
No, that's Anthony Don.
Oh, that's
Anthony Don the Bobble.
Anthony Don.
Yeah. We're starting to get some
Some props.
stuff. Make it look a bit better.
Bit better. Yeah.
A little bit.
Anyway.
A bit at a time.
You had a good weekend, Matt?
Yeah, it was a great weekend.
Yeah.
Chilled, went out full driving on Saturday
Oh, nice.
with the Clandra City 4x4 club.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
And Graham came out.
Yeah, no,
shout
I
out
didn't get an
guys.
invite.
Yeah.
No, you didn't get an
You
invite.
didn't get an invite, yeah.
Do you like full driving?
Oh, I would go with you, yes.
Oh, okay. I'll invite you next time. Sorry about that, I didn't know.
Hey, did anyone get like any tips right this weekend? I got one.
Come
One.
on, baby. I got more this week than last week.
Oh, really?
Did you get two?
I tipped the Raiders. I tipped the Dragons.
Yep.
That's two. Yeah.
Yeah, I tipped
Yeah.
Eels. I got Eels. And that
Yeah, I
was
got
it.
the Eels and that was
Yeah.
it.
Oh, it's a terrible
Had to
round.
tip Cronulla. Yeah.
Oh well, we'll talk about that right now. So, as some of you may know, it was the bye round.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was only 5 games.
And plus the Sharks had the week off as well.
Sharks, they weren't too bad. They just couldn't keep up. So Eels, just before the game on Thursday night, I sent out a message to the boys. I said, Mitch is back, Gutho's back. What do you reckon? Eels for the win?
Yeah.
Didn't hear back from anyone, so I'm like, I'm changing my tip to Eels. And it was touch and go there for a while. I thought they weren't going to handle it, but yeah, they came back and Gutho was great.
Moses. I got to say, Moses, I think that's the best game I've seen him play.
Yep. Do you think he was just playing good because he's coming back, or do you think he's going to be hitting up for Origin because he was their first choice?
Yeah, well,
So.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens if Nico has a blinder.
Yeah.
You can't really see him getting dropped, but Moses just had a really good kicking
was a really
game.
good game.
His kicking game.
No sin bins, which was a bit disappointing.
Didn't get too.
Sivo got a double.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
He's,
He was really good.
Yeah. Yep.
very strong.
Who did you run over again?
All of them. The
Yeah.
entire Cronulla right
Who ran past Will Kennedy?
Everyone. Same thing.
I must say.
I got to say, he's an average defender, hey?
Yeah,
His attack is electrifying and I love it.
Yeah.
But he's just never in the right spot.
Yeah.
And he ran into Sivo to try and pretend to tackle him. Yeah. He
Yeah.
ran in and went, and then...
But he did some really good things and some really bad things, I thought.
Yeah.
So no joy for the Sharkies. Still in the top 4 though.
Still second, I
Still
believe.
second.
Yeah.
So speaking of average, Friday night, Newcastle Knights versus Bulldogs. The Knights absolutely abysmal.
I don't know a person that didn't tip the Knights.
I tipped the Knights.
I tipped
Everybody,
Knights,
everybody
Knights.
tipped the Knights. Crichton's out, Burton's out of the Dogs. Surely the Knights have only got Ponga, but they haven't had him for ages. They were
diabolical.
rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
Yeah, absolute rubbish. Not many.
So the Dogs really good. Addo Carr, he's injured now, so I don't know how that goes. But a couple of great tries from him. Toby Sexton played well in the absence of.
Yep.
3 sin bins as well.
Yeah.
In that game.
Yep.
So they made up for the earlier game on the Thursday.
Connor Tracy. Ooh,
Toby
straight
Sexton
up.
and Saifidi for the Knights right at the end there.
What about in between Jackson Hastings and the the Dogs player that used to play for Parramatta.
Marnie.
Yeah, that they were going at
He
each
got
other.
he did get a warning.
He got a warning.
Yeah,
Reed Marnie goes at everyone.
Yeah.
I know.
I want to see him in the blue side. I
Yeah.
want to see that. He's just in it. Eh?
I want to see him
I love
perform as good as he's
Nickel.
being a menace.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't want to go down just being remembered as being
I saw.
a menace.
I saw.
Because we know he can be a good player, like we've seen it, and he is a good player.
He is a good player. I saw on Fox, Matty John's show or something. There was a little clip where Reynolds, the old Reynolds, Josh Reynolds, handed him like the Grub playbook. The Canterbury is like, Mick gave it to me, and I'm giving it to you.
Yeah, there you go.
Probably, I tipped the Dragons with the shock of the round, I think. Penrith, after such a dominant performance the week before, Schneider looked out of place in this game.
Yeah, so second game on Friday night, Panthers. It was Friday night, wasn't it? Oh no, it's first game Saturday.
Yeah, so Penrith were actually leading
Dragons.
this game 10-0.
Yeah.
And then, after half time, in the first 10 minutes, the Dragons just came out and just...
From the kickoff, the winger, the Dragons winger, the new guy, might have been Fiega. He caught it off and he ran about 50 metres off the kickoff. He didn't pass it to a front rower, he just went. And you could see that they'd flicked something. Flanagan said, I gave him the biggest spray I've ever given in my life. He says, you only get a couple a year, but I had to give it, and they responded. They responded well.
So they're on again, off again, the Dragons.
Yeah.
They're hot and cold, hot and cold.
I don't know how you pick the Dragons, but I feel like you just got to do it in case they win.
In hindsight, you know, Panthers having a lot of their guys out.
Yeah.
It would have made sense. I don't know why I didn't think about
Still
that.
a pretty
anyway.
decent team.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought too. Like they do have a lot of depth, so I was a bit disappointed with that one. But anyway, is what it is. Dolphins. Speaking of controversial, Saturday second game, Dolphins versus Raiders.
This was a really good game.
I loved it. I really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
I was frustrated.
Yeah, well, did you take the Dolphins though?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, I
and
did
then
too.
it just kept going, and Dolphins just kept letting them come back in again, and then the Raiders would get in front, and then the Dolphins would come back again, and then the Dolphins got in front, and then they let the Raiders back. And then the controversy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it back too much. Is it as blatant as it's reported?
I think Wayne's just having a little whinge.
I didn't even know Wayne whinged about it. There you go.
Okay.
Like
steer clear of his.
the way that they've been reffing this year, they should have pulled it up.
Okay.
But I don't.
Previous years, they would have let it go anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
But because this year they're pulling up every little thing, that's probably why it was such a surprise that they didn't pull up. So what happened was there was a charge down of the field goal. So who was it?
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins were field goal. They got charged down, but then some of the Dolphins impeded the Raiders coming in, so they got penalty. And then literally a minute later, the Raiders did it to the Dolphins down the other end, but nothing happened, and they scored the field goal. And
but I don't think.
over.
But it wasn't as bad. I don't think. Like the Raiders one wasn't as bad as the Dolphins impeding.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad. It like I said, previous years, play on. Yeah. This year, I was surprised that they didn't call it because they've been picking up like little taps to the face and little minute bobbles and.
There was a few penalties for slaps to the face again on the weekend.
Yeah.
Gee, they're frustrating.
Yeah, and I think.
I
was just going to say, Jordan Rapiner was in the thick of it. He kicked a couple of field goals, but then he can get a bit grubby as well, I find.
I think he had a great game though.
Yeah, he did.
I thought he was good, and I think the young halves, Weeks and Strange.
Yeah.
I think Strange will be an Origin soon. He is just a competitor. I love the way he plays, and I don't think he's that grubby. He just hits people hard,
Yeah.
He's good. So that was good. Probably the shock of the round, I would say.
Yeah.
The Cowboys defeating the Roosters, 18-16.
Look, I was a bit disappointed with the way that we played, but I think also, we had quite a few disruptions. Like Teddy got taken out of the team, and then we had quite a few players
But
playing.
that was like the night before. Or the
Yeah.
day. That wasn't like you had time to plan.
That was like the Sunday morning.
Yeah, Sunday morning. Yeah, and we had a few players out, and it was just.
JWH did a grub shot, shoulder to the head.
And then went down.
With a hammy, then left the field, and then didn't get sin binned.
Look,
Yeah.
and then sometimes I think when you're playing a lower team, sometimes it's hard to get up for those games. So yes, I'm disappointed. Dom Young needs to go back to reserve grade.
Yeah, one week. He's played really well this year. He had one bad week. I don't think you can throw. He's not like he's Will Kennedy.
I think Robbo needs to go back to reserve grade for a couple of weeks.
But I'm not worried about
his front rower rule out. Who's going to start this week?
Yeah.
I don't think Lukey's was a sin binning. I don't think that was really that bad.
I agree.
I was happy for a penalty. I thought, that's a bit harsh. I think Drinkwater was pretty good.
But the Roosters didn't score a point during that sin bin time.
They got the two, didn't they?
They got the penalty. Yeah. They got the penalty, but that was it.
No, so
and even that was like a real strange thing. Like he just sort of got sin bin, and they're on the try line. Wouldn't you just keep on going for the?
Sometimes you're at risk of getting 0 points.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a gifted two. I think Manu didn't have his best night.
No,
he wasn't. He didn't look like either he wasn't gelling with everyone, or he just couldn't find the space he wanted.
Yeah, I found a lot of guys were like they were trying their hardest, but just like it just wasn't coming well together. Like it's kind of like the egg and the yolk.
You got to get the fork and
you got to get the fork.
It's not coming together. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Matt, Cowboys have 6 players out, arguably their best 6.
Yeah.
Apart from Tom Lolo, and they win against the Roosters. What's going on?
How?
It has to be the coach. Do you think Trent Robinson's in trouble of losing his job?
Do you think it's Trent, or do you think, well, what about the Cowboys? Is there cause for concern? How do they win out without the Stars? What are the Stars doing?
Taking up space.
They're going to Queensland, apparently.
Yeah.
Playing the biggest game of the year.
But
I don't know. There must be
They are spreading them out, I noticed. They're not putting them together in Queensland.
Yeah.
Put one over here.
No, it's interesting. I don't know what Todd Payton's doing.
Do we think Payton's gonna?
He'll stay. He's not going to go.
He'll stay.
No.
Okay.
No. They don't need. He hasn't had enough time to try and turn the ship around.
Yeah.
It's not like
he's been there for a couple of years.
It's not like he hasn't been in the final since 2019. He's only been at the Cowboys for 2 years.
Yeah.
Didn't he get him to a major semi in the first year?
Didn't he get the Warriors into the top 8?
Yeah.
He got the Warriors to the top 8, and then he came over to Cows, and they were doing really well.
They finished second.
Yeah.
Or third that year.
Cows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think he did get Coach of the Year 1 year as well. So
Yeah.
They're just working through things.
But yeah, Cullen, if you're listening, comment what you think if they need a new coach.
No, I think Roosters definitely. I think Robbo's.
Oh, okay.
He must have shares. He must have bought shares in them. They can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
Do you think Robbo's job's in jeopardy, Jed?
No, but I know our Soprano, Nick Politis, has said he's got a job for life as long as he likes it, wants it.
So there's no drive then. There's no drive to perform.
Yeah.
It's good on the eastern suburbs, isn't it?
Don't pay
Beach and down Bondi and Tomatos.
Yeah, mate, when you got the sombrero hat, you can do whatever you like.
Do whatever you want. Oh, righto. Well, let's have a look at the ladder as it sits.
So without playing, the Storm shoot up to the top. Am I gonna?
Yeah, you started. So
I just saw that and I was like, let's do that. Only just. Sharks just behind them on second, and Panthers in third, and the top 4 rounding out with the Dolphins at 16 points. On 16 also is the Broncos and the Raiders, so the Raiders are now up to 6th. Seagulls at 7, and the Roosters are hanging Trent Robinson's job there in the 8. Hopefully they stay there. The Doggies have gone up to 9, so they're looking good. 14 points, so same as the Roosters, and the same as the Cowboys and the Knights and the Dragons, all on 14. The Warriors are on 13. I think they get some troops back this week, so that'll be a good one for the Warriors. Titans on 10, Eels on 10, then the Tigers and the Rabbitohs on the bottom of the ladder, and they've had both their buys.
They've both had their buys.
They've had 2 buys each, and they're both on the bottom. Troubling.
Danger signs. Well, didn't Benji get into trouble because he went to Fiji for a holiday?
Oh, he went on a holiday when they were on a break.
Yeah.
We were on a break. I don't really think that's a problem, is it? He came out and said, I told all my staff to have a break.
I don't think it's a problem, but it doesn't look good. You know, like, I understand the hectic.
We had a big
schedules.
uproar when the Knights players apparently went to Bali on their week off.
Yeah.
And it turned out to only be 1. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You got to have a break somewhere.
Well,
Maybe
you know.
it's a good time.
Well, he's with his staff and players every day, so he'll know. You know, we need to have a break. We need to get away.
So where did he go? Bali, was it, or
Fiji?
Fiji.
Yeah.
So if you're having a kazugi, or what's a good drink that they have over there?
I have no idea.
A coconut water.
Oh yeah.
And
well, doesn't Fiji water come from Fiji?
yeah, Fiji.
No, that comes from the tap.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Out there.
So you're sitting at the bar,
Yeah.
and then Benji Marshall comes and sits beside you.
Yeah.
Do you have a chat with him?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far do you push that chat?
So,
you lost your job, or?
how come you're here? Not. Oh, jeez. Well, let's go through next round. So we've got 3 on the bye for next week.
Yep.
Who is it? Dolphins, Raiders, and Roosters.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
we're
that's
still
good.
in the.
Yours on the bye.
And then we'll have a quick look at this coming week. We really don't know tips until after Origin, until we see who's going to back up, and so it's probably our tips are really just going to be even more obscure this week. So the first game will be on the Fridays, which will be Dragons West Tigers.
Gee, that's going to be a hard. Do you tip the Dragons on last week's second half?
I tipped the Dragons against the Tigers.
Yeah, I think
Agreed.
I did. Yeah.
You just can't.
I think that's a no.
I don't know if they're going to win, but you just can't not.
But after their on week, are they going to have an off week?
Well, they haven't. They had a schedule and then they threw it away.
Yeah, I know.
And then so now no one knows.
I think
what
the
they're doing.
Tigers they just come off a bye,
Yeah.
and they're going to have another bye in a couple of weeks, I think.
No, they've
had
had both
their
their
2 buys.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they had the break, because they're going to have a big
Rest of the year.
heaps of games. I just
No.
Yeah, I think Dragons for a safe bet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dragons for the win. Saturday game, Titans versus Rabbitohs at Seabass.
Ooh.
FYI, Jaden Campbell's due to come back.
Oh,
Kieran Foran's due to come back.
oh,
And someone else was due to come back as well. So we're going to
So-
have a few troops come back.
So where did they put?
Don't know yet. Team list's not out.
Oh, what would you do though, Matt? With the fullback.
I'd still probably put JC back there. See, it depends how he trains during the week.
Yeah, and then where?
Kino Kinney, he did have a couple of little errors
Yeah.
when they played the Broncos, but he was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
it depends on his injury. Maybe Campbell's better at putting it on the bench and seeing how the game goes.
That's probably what they will do.
Yeah.
Like if Weaver has a shocker, pull him. Kenny has a shocker, pull him.
I
If
tell you,
Foran's probably going to get injured if they're rushing him back.
Well, he was due to come back
Keeps
last.
getting in and then gets injured and in. and
Nah,
gets
well,
injured.
they had the bye plus the week before, so he was supposed to come back against the Broncos, but they gave him. So he's had a couple of weeks
All right.
to get right. So
I tell
he'll go back to He'll go back into 7.
I tell you what, mate. I'm actually tempted to go to this game. If you're
It'll be a
keen.
good game.
We're going to the game that night at Suncorp.
No, it's next week, isn't it?
No, this is the week coming.
Yeah.
Scroll down, Sharks.
Sharks.
Oh!
We're going to the game that night, all of us.
Hey, we could do both.
I don't think we'll. Oh, we might get back.
Well,
Yeah.
you probably would.
You do the 3 o'clock game. And then, gee, could we do a double header?
Double
Five.
header. Put in the comments if you think we should do a double header.
It could be done. It could
Be done.
I don't know if my bank account would allow it, but it could be done.
Hey, when you're single, the money just flows out.
Yeah, it does. Just flows out. It flows out when you're married too.
Oh, I thought he was saying he was.
Oh, no,
sharing.
like it's just like...
Oh, you're just like this.
Yeah, I'm just like...
Yeah, I can do that.
Murray's back for the Rabbits. I think the Rabbits win. Sorry.
Yeah, but you don't like Titans, so that's fair.
I don't hate the Titans.
No.
Not like the
Rabbitohs do have a good record against Titans at Seabus.
Yeah.
They got some players now, the Rabbits. Latrell, White and Walker.
Yeah. Titans are different.
Murray's back.
Titans are different this year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm tipping the Titans.
If I was a Titans supporter, I would.
Yeah, I reckon
I'll
they could do it.
probably. I had a few swapsies last week. I'll probably have a few swapsies this week. So I think Fafita's got a point to prove too. I think he's going to have a huge game. So
yeah, I think this will be a good one to watch.
Should be a cracker.
So second
See you
game,
there.
yeah, maybe. Second game, Cows versus Warriors in Townsville.
No idea. If SJ plays, if Sean Johnson's back, I'm going Warriors.
There you go, Warriors.
Yeah, I got no idea. I'm just going to throw...
It's in Townsville.
I don't think Cows can do two wins in a row.
No.
Yeah, Warriors aren't that bad away from New Zealand, though, are they?
We keep saying things and it doesn't happen.
I don't know.
We've been saying they're terrible
That's why
at home and they keep winning.
That's why
they're a bit like the Dragons, eh?
That's why it's the Layman's Guide to Rugby League. 'Cause
Yeah. I can't remember the last time that
Take that to the bank.
there's been 3 games in Queensland all on the same day.
We can't get to Townsville and then back down to Brisbane.
Do any of our subscribers have like a private jet we can borrow?
I still don't think we can do it. It's
You'd have
7:30.
literally
Like that
have,
game, we'd have like
5
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, we couldn't do it.
If we
even
had
with the private
teleporters,
jet.
if we had a teleporter, like...
Well, if any of our subscribers have a teleporter,
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Yeah, I'm thinking Warriors for the
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, I think I might go
the money's on
Warriors.
the Cowboys, just for the record. They're the favourites because it's in
Yeah.
Townsville.
All right, last game, one we're going to Broncos versus Sharkies.
Could be the game of the round.
Up Cronulla.
Look,
Cronulla Cronulla have a really good record at Suncorp.
Yeah,
They've won
we
once.
won in 2014.
Yeah. No, you won a Magic round too.
Yeah, I mean against the Broncos.
Oh, against the Broncos.
Look, I think I'm going to go for the bounce back factor here for the Sharkies.
Our defence isn't that bad if we get displays.
Yeah, I will have to wait till...
Do you reckon he'll back up?
Yeah.
He's that sort of player.
He's tough, eh?
He's tough.
Yeah,
so
and the
tough.
good thing is, that's right. The Origins in Sydney. So anyway, yeah.
No, we can't go to the Origin.
Well, I'll be tipping the Sharks, we know that. But
Yeah.
the Broncos,
I'm
played pretty
thinking. Yeah, look,
they're the favourites, even though we're second.
nah.
Yeah. Oh,
Broncos.
I don't know
for-
who to tip here.
Broncos for the win, but
Yeah.
as long as I don't have to hear that da
Oh.
song too much on Saturday night, I'll be happy.
I'm on defence. Let's see it.
Yeah.
All right.
Last Sunday game, Storm versus Knights at 2 p.m.
I think Storm.
I reckon they put 50 on them.
I reckon that's going to be pretty
50 nil.
Yeah.
50 or 60, yeah.
In Melbourne.
Yeah, because who did
After
the Storm
bye.
play? Did Storm play Manly last weekend?
They had a bye.
Yeah, so I reckon that after
Manly
that,
before, the week before, I think it was.
I reckon after that loss, I reckon that Bellamy would have been, smashing them. So I
If
reckon,
they didn't go to Bali, that's for sure.
Oh,
yeah, they wouldn't know. No, so I reckon that, the Storm.
They don't really, apart from Harry Grant, do they have any other origin? Oh,
Ken
Coates.
Munster.
No, Munster's injured.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
Xavier. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to back up, I think, as long as they don't get injured, obviously. Yeah, I think Storm, I don't know if it'll be 50 nil, but probably 44 nil.
Yeah.
Last game, or second last game, will be Panthers Manly.
Yep.
Panthers, late Sunday game. I'm expecting that a lot of the Panthers players will probably back up. Do you reckon Ivan will put them in, or is he going to rest them, you reckon? Considering they lost last round.
He'll play them. It's in Penrith, but Dylan Edwards won't be there.
Quad strain?
Quad, yeah. So,
Look, I wouldn't throw it away from Manly not to turn up to this game. Like, I'm half tempted to tip them.
I think Penrith at home. I don't think they lose 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they lose 2 in a row.
Look, I don't think they will, but...
With Luai back.
Yeah, presumably at this stage. We'll wait till teamless coming out
Luai's my
later in the week.
clincher. If Luai doesn't play, maybe an upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This game on Monday, so there's a Monday game because of what?
Because it's a public holiday in Sydney.
Because it's a public holiday in Sydney. Bulldogs, Eels. This will be a great game.
Yeah.
I don't know who wins.
Eels.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't like the Eels at the moment.
Yeah.
Eels.
Do you guys remember that game?
But the Doggies played
I'm thinking about changing. I'm thinking about changing to Eels.
Yeah?
Yeah, they might be my new 4th team.
Yeah. Just quickly, does anyone remember that game where like James Graham played in, and he charged down one of the Eels players? Or was that an Easter game? I forget. And then he got sent off, and there was like a bit of a biff, and then people from the crowd were like throwing cans at the referees and stuff like that.
At the Bulldogs,
Yeah.
That was at one of the small grounds though, wasn't it?
No, it was at ANZ Stadium.
Oh, was it?
Oh.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think
I think because there was like heaps of banned for life.
Yeah.
Righto. Yeah, I think this will be a good game.
I think it'll be a cracker.
Game of the Monday.
Game of the Monday.
I'm still tipping Eels at this stage.
I'm tipping Bulldogs.
I think I'm going Bulldogs at this point. Yeah, see how Bodo goes.
Righto, Origin.
Here it is.
Big game.
Yes.
Christmas in June.
Christmas in
Rugby League Christmas.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Better than Lego.
How good is it?
Better than Lego. So,
Better than Lego.
Some really...
Lego?
Lego.
Oh, right.
Really big news. Harry Grant got an illness and he recovered.
Yep.
So
and then also
big news in Queensland apparently.
And then Dylan Edwards got ruled out.
Did his quad
actually got ruled out, not just mind games.
The Teddy's back.
Yep.
The one that should have been there in the first place.
Ooh. Said like a Queenslander. So
look, Maroons are not the underdogs. They're banging on like they are, but the betting is saying that they're favourites to win
in Sydney.
Which there's a lot of emphasis on game 1.
Yep.
It's the most important game, more than a decider, really.
Yeah.
Because you want to seal it, you want to clinch it up.
You want to get the first one.
Yep.
Want to make it happen, especially in Sydney. Blues need to get this one.
Yeah. Are you happy with your team?
Yeah, super happy.
Do you want to go through the team?
Yeah, let's have a look. So I might do both, or
I'll do Queensland. You do New South Wales.
All right. So fullback, we got James Tedesco. Are you doing? No, I'm just.
You want to go 1 for 1?
No. You go.
Okay. James Tedesco on the wings. We got To'o and Lomax in the centres. We got Crichton and Swali'i. In the halves, we got Jerome Luai and the Prince of Cronulla, Nicholas Hines. We got the captain and prop, Jake Trbojevic. Reece Robson at hooker. Payne Haas is the other prop. Back row, we got Liam Martin and Angus Crichton and Cameron McInnes at lock. In the interchange, we got Isaiah Yeo. I think he'll start the game at 13, just quietly. Then we've got Olaquatu, Spencer Leniu, and Hudson Young.
It's a pretty solid team.
Pretty solid team.
Yep.
Couple of debutantes.
Yeah, the only thing I would do is find a spot for Burton on the bench.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts that they haven't picked a utility player?
Yeah, I'm worried.
So who drops out for Burton? Who would you swap
Probably
out?
Hudson Young, because his defence at times can be a little average.
Well, we got 2 back rowers there, so one of them. But I think Hudson Young probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe one of the other back rowers and put Hudson Young in the starting team.
Yeah. Well, they got Burton at 18, so
Yeah.
there is a chance that he'll be coming on.
I think Yo will start, and I think McInnes will be on the bench too.
So is Nico a definite starter at this point?
Nico's fine.
Oh, okay.
He always has been. We were just
Was it
28.
9 games?
We were just 28 points down. No, they said it the whole time. They said
okay.
it was just tiredness, and we were already blown off the park, so there's no point in putting him on. And then he was just resting up.
All right. For Queensland, the fullback is Reece Walsh. The wingers are Xavier Coates and Tuolangi. And then the centres is Valentine Holmes and also the Hammer. And then in 5'8", we've got Tom Deedon, and the halfback is Cherry Evans. And the 2 props is Ruben Cotter and also Lindsay Collins from the Roosters. And then Ben Hunt is the hooker. The 2 second rowers is Jordan Sahu and Jeremiah Nanai, and Paddy Carahan is the lock. For the interchange, we've got Harry Grant for number 14, and then number 15 is, how do we pronounce this one, guys? Furuwaki, and then Jermaine Hopgood and Suman Cobbo is the last guy.
And Big Kafusi, Felice Kafusi.
Oh yeah,
18th man.
18th man is Kafusi. So it's a pretty solid lineup.
Pretty solid.
Yep, I'm happy about Jermaine Hopgood. He's a Kalana Sharks junior.
Yeah.
I don't believe Kalana has any players playing Origin this year, so...
No.
Yes, but I'm very happy. The only thing is that I'm not really sure about Xavier Coates being in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, just on the bench, like...
No, Cobbo on the bench? Cobbo's
Cobbo's on the bench, sorry. Yeah, like...
I think that's all right. He could slot in at centre. He can do wing.
Yeah.
You could even put him, second row if you had to. Like, he's big enough.
But his defence is very average. He did get shown up last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but defending in the middle is a little bit different to defending on your own out on bench.
Yeah.
So you got help in the middle.
I think that's all right.
Well, Billy Slater said the last 6 games they've lost a winger or a centre.
Yep.
So if that's the case,
and they've got
straight in.
And Harry Grant will probably start the game. I'd say that's what they did last year. Harry Grant will start and then come off for Ben Hunt to go on.
Yep.
See, I would have picked 3 forwards and
either way,
and a utility player where he's gone 2 utility players essentially and 2 front rowers, or a front rower and a second.
Yeah, well, they're thinking Cobbo will play lock. He needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Collins and Connor will play big minutes. I don't think it's too much of a drama.
Yeah.
I'm keen to see Jude and have a go, have a crack. He's been playing really good.
He's good.
Hammer's always good. Val Holmes is solid. I think that's pretty. It'll be hopefully Reece Walsh doesn't try and do everything on his own. Because that's where he tends to come apart a bit when he's playing for the Broncos. Gets a bit flustered and tries to get something happening out of nothing and doesn't pay off.
Yep.
Other than that, that's a pretty solid team.
I think they're favourites for a reason.
Yeah. So Jason, what's our little bet that we were talking about?
I don't know. What are we going to do?
Are you still moving to New South Wales?
No, I lived there once before, and then I moved up here when I
don't think Manly's going to do well, so he doesn't have to buy a house down there anymore.
Yeah. So
I don't know what's on the line.
So I reckon that if New South Wales win, you have to wear something maroon.
All right.
And then if Queensland,
for a whole day or just for like 10 minutes?
For the podcast. For the
podcast. Okay.
Yeah. What do you reckon? Are you in on that?
Well, I wear blue all the time, so it's not really.
No, I mean like I'm going to buy a Blues hat.
Oh, right.
New South Wales Blues hat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's just you guys.
And you.
I'm not competitive.
Why are you not a part? You're not competitive.
Oh, yeah, no.
Really? No, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
No, all 3 of us. We're all going to be in on it.
Yep.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Right. Just remember, guys. What's
hopefully Queensland
what's
wins.
Gambling costing you?
What could you be buying instead?
What could you be buying instead?
Food.
Yeah.
It's good.
It'll be a good game. Either way, it's going to be a great game. It's the game of the year.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be great.
Yep. Look, Even though I
Tell
go
us,
for Queensland,
Jed.
I think that New South Wales will win. I think that New South Wales.
I think you've got a bit of a soft spot for the Blues, don't you, Jed?
No.
You very close to Blues, aren't you?
But the trouble is that.
What's the you?
Lindsay
You're a
Collins is a
defector, aren't
rooster.
you?
Yeah, but then I've got like.
You're a defector.
No. See what?
Hang on. What's your state of origin, Jed? Where do you originate from?
From New South Wales.
Oh!
But
Well,
I
that's
moved
why he's
here-
got no problem wearing the Blues hat, hey?
But I moved here when I was 1.
Yeah.
Alright, before you knew better.
Where was your
But the
first
problem
premiership
is that like I got to cut. It's hard because like when you got like guys like Teddy and Suwali in there, like you kind of go for them a little. Or you hope they have good games, but
I
they
think
don't. But they don't win.
The
if that
Blues
makes
have a
sense.
solid team. The Blues really do have a solid team.
The only thing that I'd say is that I don't understand why they put Suwali in the centres, because he's a much better winger. He's been shown out in defence and also attack in the
Well, they
centres.
probably will. They potentially could move Lomax and Suoliti.
Yeah, well,
flick them around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Well,
Lomax is a centre.
Well, he wanted to play centre. So
I don't think you'll let
I
him.
reckon you watch. I bet they will. They'll do some switcheroos.
Yeah.
They'll swap them around as the game
Switches.
goes, just depending on how the
Yeah.
play is.
So yeah, but yeah, I think it will be a close game, a very close game. But I'll go for Queensland, but I think New South Wales will just get the win in the first.
I'm expecting some high knees from Suoliti as well when he's running, carrying the ball,
Yeah,
knocking
Yeah.
some dudes out with his knees.
mate. Oh,
The old Billy Slater.
yeah,
It's going to be a good game. All right, well
It'll be a great game.
let's get out of here.
yeah.
These guys have endured enough.
Thanks for watching.
Remember,
I got pizza to eat.
Give us the
Hopefully,
like.
I put the pizza in Matt's oven, so hopefully.
did you put it in the oven?
No, I didn't.
I think it's still on the bench.
Oh, it's still on.
Ignore those guys. Give us a subscribe. Give us a
subscribe.
like. Hit the ding. We're going for 100 subscribers, and when that happens, someone gets something.
Yeah, they get this
It's
high
gonna be
vis.
exciting.
They get this exact high vis shirt.
Don't listen to Jed.
Yeah, we will watch
it's
it
gonna be
first.
good.
Nah, we'll do something.
Yeah,
It'll
thank
be
you.
a limited edition, whatever it is.
Limited, very limited.
All right.
Have a good life. Thank you.
See you guys.